Hello, this is Nancy here with Hmong TV. We have Tim Holden running for mayor of City of St. Paul here in the office. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me here today. I really want to say thank you so much. I've had nothing but a welcoming from the Hmong community, and it's been wonderful. I just want to say thank you again for the time today, and I hope that everybody has the opportunity to get out and vote on November 5th. Thank you.
You know, I'm going to ask you some questions. Being that November 5th is just around the corner, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, a little bit about myself. I grew up on the west side of St. Paul. I am a small business owner. I'm a general contractor. I've been self-employed for 20 years, and I also do real estate. I have a real estate license, so I have rental properties, and I'm all about businesses, and I want to promote business, small business, and let everybody know that as far as a business owner is concerned, I'm willing to listen to businesses and promote business across the board. I think as far as running for being a politician or being a mayor, you need to have successfully run a small business for 5 years. And that means there's some serious things that need to be done when you're involved in a small business. You need to know how to market it, sell, produce, and collect. Those are 4 important steps that you need to know how to do. In order to run the city of St. Paul, I think those are things that people should have on their background and their resume to run the city. Now, I'm all about listening to people and giving the Hmong people a voice, because I think that has not been happening. And I think we need to do a much better job right now than we are promoting business and providing people with livable wage jobs.
Wow. It sounds like you have a lot of experience in our community. Have you ever attended the Como event, the Freedom Celebration?
I have, yes. This summer, I had the opportunity to go to the Freedom Celebration, and it was wonderful. We had a booth at the event for the whole weekend. It was extremely hot, but it was very, very fun. I mean, I met a wonderful number of people at the event, and they were all welcoming. And I want to say something. The event was so well run and so professional that I think that should be kind of a goal and a motto for our city on how well that event was run. Our city should really roll out the carpet and welcome people when they come in from out of town like they do for that event, and try and help out the event with parking, with access, with signage, and let them all know that they're welcome when they come into town and they want to promote commerce. That's very important. As a business owner, those are things that I think really need to be worked on. We need to listen to each other. We need to respect one another. And I think the big thing at that event that I received was just a well-recepted group of people that just really, they get along well. They kept everything in real neat fashion, and everything was kept up real clean, and the people were just so polite. It was wonderful. I can't say enough. Thank you. That was just a wonderful event.
Yeah, thank you. This past year, unfortunately, there was parking issues, and I agree with you that, you know, with such a tradition bringing Hmong people across the world, even people from France and from across the states, to come and see their families, loved ones, to promote their businesses and bringing commerce into the city, I think that is something that we should definitely look into. And I'm happy to hear that you also agree. Now, what does a mayor do exactly?
Well, the mayor has a lot of different things that he's in charge of. And the biggest thing that I think the mayor is in charge of is to listen to the people and give the community a voice. And that's not happening right now, and that's why I'm running for mayor, because my voice was not heard. I know the people in the Hmong community are saying the same thing. They're having the same problems with small businesses not being heard. Up and down University Avenue, all the lost parking. We lost over 1,000 parking spaces up and down the avenue. Lost parking equals lost revenue. Lost revenue equals loss of livelihood. And then we have foreclosures, we can't make our car payments, all kind of different things go wrong. So we need to really think about people and listen into businesses and listening to the Hmong community. A lot of people in the Hmong community are talking to me about issues with parking, and that's a big, big issue. Right here at the Phelan and the Johnson Marketplace, they're having a huge issue right now with parking. And that's an issue that I think we can address. I think that we have to do that as the leaders of the city, to find out what we can do to help these businesses survive and try to make life as easy as possible, because they produce jobs and they also pay taxes, and that's very important. We can't afford to lose any jobs in the city of St. Paul, and that's why it's so important to listen to small businesses.
Okay. Yeah, I can't wait for the day when we will actually have some kind of parking figured out here. Have you been here on the weekends?
Yes, I have. It's very, very busy, and it's almost impossible to find a place to park. So people I think what happens is people end up becoming a little frustrated and they go elsewhere. And that's what businesses can't have. I mean, the customers, when they want to come in, we need to be able to provide them with access, with parking, with signage, and then provide them with the services that they want, and then they'll come in and, they'll buy the items that they might need. As the mayor, I'm willing to listen to your folks and what you need. I'm willing to give you a voice, and that's what's not happening. We need to have a voice and listen to one another, respect one another. We need to take 1 minute sometimes just to give each other the common courtesy to listen to one another. If we do that, we can solve problems without doing anything at all, and that's very, very important. I'm very upset with the fact that I wasn't listened to as a business owner on University Avenue. We lost all of our parking. Every spot. We don't have a handicap spot, not a parking spot. So I know what it's like to lose your parking. It's absolutely crucial to have parking as a business owner.
Now, who are you competing against, and what makes you different?
Well, currently right now I'm running as an independent candidate, which means I'm not about party. I think party is the problem. I think once we pick one or the other, we take a step backwards. We need to keep our mind open and listen to everybody's different ideas. When we have a problem, we need to put all the different solutions on the table and then pick the very best solution. And that doesn't mean Democrat, that doesn't mean Republican, that doesn't mean green, blue, black, whatever. I'm about everybody. And we need to open up our mind and do that. Think about things and listen to everybody. That's how we solve the problems that we have. We have a lot of issues in St. Paul. We have 1 in 4 people living in poverty, which is unacceptable. We have a 25% vacancy rate downtown. Our downtown is virtually empty. It's the highest it's been since the Great Depression. Absolutely not acceptable. We also have a tremendous educational gap between kids of color and kids that are white, and that's not acceptable. A lot of people really need to start to look at some of these issues and address some of these issues. We need to listen to one another and respect one another. We need to also stop spending money on unnecessary subsidized projects. The one I have in mind is the ballpark, the Saints ballpark downtown. We're closing kids' parks and rec centers across the city to fund a ballpark. Now, I know I have children that are 11 years old, twins, and I know my kids like to go to the park. And I know there's a lot of people in St. Paul that have children that would love their kids to be able to go to the park. And when we close these parks and rec centers, these kids have nowhere to go. So then they end up doing things sometimes that they shouldn't do. They get into trouble. We need to start to listen to the community, listen to what the community's priorities are, and not think about ourselves. Being the mayor of the city is an honor. It will be an honor to work and represent the Hmong community and give you a voice. I would like to have a liaison from the Hmong community come and help on my administration and work with me so I know exactly what you want, what your businesses want, what your families want, what the schools need, what we need to do to make sure you're connected to the community. And that's the most important thing. If we have a liaison, that will be able to tie together what's going on in the community, because there are some cultural differences, and it's very important that I have a clear understanding of what the Hmong community would like. I'm willing to work on your behalf when I'm elected mayor, November 5th.
Wow, thank you for all that information, Tim, and thank you for asking for one of our person from the community to join your team and making sure that our voices are heard. Mm-hmm. Now, if we have voting day on November 5th, Tuesday, and if people haven't voted yet, where do they go, or how do they find this information?
Well, they can go, and they can go online. You can register online and then also vote. Go to your polling place and vote. It is important, if you haven't done it before, to try and check into this maybe a week before to make sure that you have the proper information for registering and then finding out where your polling place is. You do need to have, I believe, an ID. If you're a student, you need to have an ID, I believe, a student ID or a driver's license, and also some kind of a current tuition statement if you're a student. But it's very important. November 5th is coming up within a month, so we need everybody to get out and vote. November 5th. Tim Holden for mayor. We need to change what's happening in the capital city. We need to give people a voice. We need to respect one another, and we need to really work together on a lot of the issues that we have. That's very, very important.
Well, thank you for your time. You've got my vote, Tim. So everyone's heard why they need a vote for Tim Holden for mayor. Thank you.
Thank you.